Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
And welcome back again.
Yes, as we see here, and right away I'll just say, excuse the noise, please, because we are, living in an RV park. So there's people always coming and going.
Yeah, there is.
And that's a diesel in the background there. So we have 3 dead in Georgia, Tennessee, as tornadoes hit the south, and we could verify the storms as we, right before our first person today. Oh, it got crazy out here. It got absolutely crazy, and then lightning actually struck when I was putting the awning in, and it hit the pole diagonal from us, which dropped the power lines right next to our truck and put out the power.
Yeah, that was pretty curious.
It was crazy. And so much of the South faced more severe weather Tuesday as at least 3 people lost their lives. It spawned tornadoes Sunday night and Monday, damaged homes, uprooted trees from Mississippi all the way to West Virginia. Parts of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, as well as corners of Arkansas and Georgia were at enhanced risk for worst weather, according to the Storm Prediction Center. And that zone's home to over 11 million people, includes cities like Nashville, Tennessee, Birmingham, Alabama, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi as well. And obviously hail, wind, tornadoes, you name it. It's all been hitting. And you know what's interesting is overall, April had less tornadoes than typical. But the forecast for May now is for higher than typical, and March was higher than typical. So I mean, it's just been, everything has just been swinging from one side to the other, and this is out of AccuWeather, and I'll give you guys the links as always. A lot of areas are watching this all throughout tonight as well. As you can see, the zone that we're going to be subjected to some intense weather for sure. And another major thing that we had happen today, as the Winnebago goes by there, is we see children are among at least 24 fatalities after Mexico City Metro collapses on a busy overpass. And you can see it right here. This is a train collapsing. They put the question out there, could this have anything to do with the earthquake that hit about, I think it was 2017, hit the area, because people had noticed cracks. And then, of course, you gotta wonder, if you're not taking care of cracks on overpasses like this, then there's insanity going on in the highest levels. But hey, on this planet, that's what we get. We get a lot of insanity. We get a lot of money spent in places it shouldn't, and then not spent in places that it should. And, this is scary. You see the subway cars just dangling there. 77 people were injured as well. It's just horrible. And that collapsed at 10:30 p.m. Monday as the train passed along an elevated section. It's just, sad situation.
Yeah, let's definitely send them our love and energy and prayers that they get better and, just let the overall healing begin of this tragedy. It's so sad.
Yeah, Mexico City is an area that can get some pretty intense earthquakes at times. Anywhere, it seems, besides the American West, can get some pretty intense flooding. As we're watching, is it a prelude to a mud flood? I mean, look at the flooding going on. Severe flooding hits Venezuela, including Caracas. Looks like that bus and that car are in danger of being swept away. We've seen this everywhere. This is all over the place. It's, houses again, buried underwater. And then we jump over to Afghanistan. You have 22 people dead, 10 missing because of flooding as well. More than 200 homes damaged or destroyed, as well as a lot of farmland, a lot of crops. All this is adding up, as we've been saying. You got to do what you can do to secure food for yourselves and your family going forward. and jump over to Brazil, and we see people getting swept away. Severe flash flood, it's carrying people away, just sweeping them away, and this is Manaus in Brazil. And there's video there as well as this gentleman is being rescued. And, you know, certain areas, watch out for those gators and crocs. And I know Cindy thinks there's only plastic ones or rubber ones, but...
Well, I haven't seen any real yet.
You will. Give it time. Give it time. We'll head down to the coast, and you shall see some.
Okay.
Fatalities after flash floods, and this is in Algeria. And we're again talking more desert areas as the water just sweeps cars away like matchbox toys. It's everywhere we look. And I'll give you guys the links as always, though it's a story we're seeing every single day, and it seems like on every single corner of the globe. Very heavy to extremely heavy rain is expected, of course, across South Sudan, Ethiopia, Somalia, and Kenya, as these weather patterns are settling into the grand solar minimum pattern. And of course, we do know there's a lot of artificial flavoring enhancement going on. Over in Fiji, landslide causes water supply disruption as well. That's a massive landslide. And then we have another landslide, and this is over in northwest Colombia. And you see it blocks the Medellin River. What will the Earth look like in 25 years? What do you guys think?
Not going to look like the way it does.
No, and we've remote viewed certain areas and seen massive changes, but then also seen some areas that were supposed to, if we look at like Gordon Michael Scallion's Earth Changes map and others, be gone, but we don't see that they're gone. Yeah, there's issues, but not like gone.
Right.
So in some areas it probably won't be as bad as anticipated. In other areas it might be more severe. Incredible changes going on. And the size of the hazard area, in Cindy's favorite word.
Yes, and Fraggers rockets to fall.
Oh, she's so good at that, isn't she?
It just flows.
It does. It just flows. Yeah. She's our new Icelandic expert there. So they're reevaluating this after change in volcanic activity. Is it getting more severe than what they expected? Well, we've seen some amazing lava flows, and it is apparently so. And I think about all these volcanoes that are erupting, and I think about all the cloud nucleation, all the water coming down. Do you have your ark already built, guys?
Yep. Get building.
Get building. These wet times are upon us, unless, of course, you're in New Mexico or Arizona, Colorado. Then we have the Dust Bowl conditions building as well. Asteroid 2021 JV to fly by Earth at 0.36 lunar distance. So we've had a lot of close calls. This is the 53rd.
Wow.
That definitely has picked up, because we're basically just 4 months in. Usually the last couple of years we broke through 100, but not by a ton. This year we're on pace for like 160. That's a huge uptick, by the way. So we'll keep that in mind, as many are expecting to see Nibiru any day now in the sky. Nibiru, Planet X, the Nemesis system. As we shared before, we get that Nibiru is very, very real, but it's actually on 4D. So we are probably, there's going to be those amongst us that do actually see it at some point in time.
I believe so.
As we are raising up in vibrations. And I've shared with you guys once too, my daughter, when she was 8 years old, she came in, had a bad nightmare, was crying, and it was that she saw this massive red planet in the sky, taking up most of the sky, and it was terrifying to her. And I do wonder if that's a premonition of Nibiru, as she's in her early 30s, so she may very well end up seeing it in her lifetime.
No, I've seen that. What she's seen, I seen the red planet in the sky, and it was just it. It was so real. It was so lucid. I could not believe how strong of a feeling. And I'm like, I was thinking in my dream, I was thinking, wow, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe it's happening. Here it is. Yeah.
But we have gotten to, and I've always felt this, that it's at this point more of a ship than a planet. It's a planet that's been turned into a ship. So it can be moved, it can be steered, it can, be pointed in any direction. So that's pretty well, because I don't really subscribe to the Sitchin way of viewing it. I think they most definitely can, just basically steer it anywhere they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll keep our eyes up to the sky. Thank you guys so much for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. We couldn't do it without you. Make sure you are subscribed to both channels and have the bell clicked, as notifications always seem to be lacking. When I look at the numbers, it's amazing. It's so low as far as notifications. So most definitely people aren't getting notified about certain videos and certain channels. But we want to thank you guys for being part of the family. As always, God bless and namaste.
Namaste.